So a question you guys have been asking me a lot in the comment section, the live streams and everything, and I've actually had friends and my cousins and brothers ask me, is Modern Warfare 2 worth buying? Now this is a great question. A lot of you guys have been asking, and as someone that's been playing Call of Duty for a long time, I know things that I like and you guys may like, but also know things that I don't like that you guys might not like also. Now, I will go ahead and start off saying, of course, the game is worth buying. I think this is definitely going to be a great Call of Duty. I do think it's going to be easily a top 5 if played right. Now, we're going to go ahead and get right into this here. I have a list I'm going to talk about. Now, the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Gunsmith. Now, basically, a brand new style of Gunsmith, different class setups, and everything. Now, you guys know, in this game, there is 5 attachments that you can pick for your weapon. There's not 10. I think that was too much. Now, you guys may disagree. I just do think that 10 attachments on a weapon that had so many different attachments wasn't worth it. I think 5 attachments is perfect. I did like that. Now, I think it's really good with what Modern Warfare 2 did with the Gunsmith. There's 5 attachments per weapon, but there is so many different attachments that you can make stealthy builds, aggressive builds, rushing, speed, mobility. You can make all different types of builds for Modern Warfare 2, and I really like that, and I think a lot of people will as well. Now, we're going into the next thing is Ground War. Now, I am a big fan of larger maps, running around. Modern Warfare 19 had a really good Ground War. I liked it a lot, and, that's what I streamed a lot when, growing on Twitch and YouTube was Ground War. I've made content on Ground War, high kill games, and it looks like this year you can drop like 3, 4, 500 kills in a game if the game goes long enough, if you have your certain score streaks or kill streaks, and I think that is really cool. Ground War this year looks really good, and I will say you better expect to see content on Ground War this year. We're going to be streaming it. We're going to be uploading videos about it, of course, with the gun that I cover or whatnot, but definitely I will say that this year you're going to be seeing Ground War content on the channel with, of course, 6v6. Now, speaking of the 6v6 maps, or, 6v6 maps and gameplay and everything, I am going to mention that we get 16 maps off rip. That is a lot of maps that we're going to be able to play, but also to mention that they're going to be bringing Modern Warfare 2 maps like Terminal, High Rise, possibly see Modern Warfare 3 maps like Dome, and other maps like that, which is going to be really cool, maybe going into year 2 of Modern Warfare 2. Now, speaking of as well, we have 2 years of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I do think of it like this. How many seasons are we going to get of this game? Is there going to be 12 seasons? Are there going to be 11? Is there going to be 5? Is there going to be 10? Who really knows? This year for Vanguard Warzone, there was only 5 because with how early that they want to release Modern Warfare 2. I guess with how bad the sales are, or just, how bad the player base is right now. So who really knows what is going on with that? But I do think that we'll probably get 10 to 12 different seasons for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. So it's a huge dub. I do think that a lot of new maps, a lot of new weapons, and with 3 weapons we get per season, you get 2 off rip, and then you get your 2, or you may 1 or 2 in the mid-season, which in the Vanguard update that's going soon this week, we're getting 2. We're getting the F2000, and we're getting some like LMG that's like a single shot. It looks really broken, by the way, so we may cover it, but that is really good. Now, also, I will speak about Gunplay. Now, I don't really need to say much about this, but how the Gunplay is, I thought was really, really good. I did like it a lot. A lot of pros are here, man. Like, I mean, this is such a great game. Just a ton of pros. I think there's a ton of pros. I know also people have seen, I see people say there's a lot of cons. I don't really think so, but I do think people just need to adapt. I think that is one thing. Now, Gunplay, really good. I liked how the gunplay are. The time to kill is a little bit too fast. I think they need to tone it up a little bit, but that's really my only mention about that. The time to kill is okay. Kind of gives me Ghost vibes. The Ghost, Call of Duty Ghost was fun to play, so I'm not really worried about that. Time to kill is okay if they don't change it, but then again, if they do change it, it would be cool as well. Now, we're going to go into the maps once again, and we're going to be talking about colorful, like just how vibrant the maps are. I do like the color palette they went with this year. It just seems very colorful, and of course, when the full game drops and I'm able to have time to make my own like color correction, the game's going to look super beautiful, really crisp, really just colorful, and that's what I like when bringing my videos in here. Like this, you know, it's kind of gray, kind of yellow, but, you know, with these maps, there's a lot of color to it. So we have a lot of saturation, a lot of colorful, and I think you guys do like that. And because I get it all the time when I was playing multiplayer. How does your map look like that? Mine don't look like that. Mine looks more gray. So that is pretty cool. If you guys do play on computer, I'll probably make like a color palette video and, you know, talk about NVIDIA color settings and everything like that. And then we're going to go into third person mode. That's probably my last pro. I think that is super cool that they are bringing that back. I do think they had it in like custom game settings. I don't know exactly if they did or not, but third person mode is going to be 100% a lot of gameplays you're going to be seeing in third person. You may see a first person gameplay and then a third person. You may see a third person and going into a first person video. I'm going to try to have different gameplays going in like third perspective and then first person perspective. So that will be pretty cool to, you know, see and for you guys to watch. So definitely be ready for that when Modern Warfare 2 drops. Now, we're going to go into the cons now. I do kind of have like a list here. We have the mini-map. Now, the classic mini-map is no longer here, which, if you guys don't know what that is, basically what it means is with the mini-map now, when firing a unsuppressed weapon, you don't show up on the radar. With the classic mini red dot, when someone fired, you saw them on the mini-map. So, you know, a lot of people are making, like, it's kind of like a big deal because there's some people, you know, they have hearing, they can hear what's going on. Or there's people that are, you know, deaf and they can't, you know, hear. How are they supposed to hear footsteps? How are they supposed to hear the, you know, someone shooting? I think of it as people that are deaf need to have some sort of help with the mini-map, and I think that's really good. But they also don't want people being hunted down and everything like that. So I don't really know, like, I don't really know how to feel about that. But definitely, I do think they need to revert back to the classic mini red dot. You know, just someone fires, they show up on the mini-map for just a split second, and they go away. Now, speaking of footsteps, we're going to be talking about that as well. Not really too much of it's just not too much to talk about, but the footsteps were super loud. I could hear someone on the other side of the map running. I mean, it was that loud. It was really kind of weird to hear with just how many footsteps are going around, how loud they were. So it did kind of suck when playing, but other than that, it was kind of okay. The map voting. Now, again, I put this as a con because I know a lot of you guys do like the map voting, like in how in Modern Warfare 3 had it, Modern Warfare 2 had it. I feel like they need to just add some classic things back into this Modern Warfare 2. They really should. You know, the original Modern Warfare 2 had map voting. Why doesn't this one? How come? But I do also think that's because of the disbanding lobbies, which I don't like as well. The disbanding lobbies is just kind of awful. You know, if I want to play someone that's talking trash and they say they're better than me, I'm going to play them, and then I want to play them again. So that's how I kind of look at it. Like, you know, I want to be able to play people more than once, so that's kind of cool. And then for my final thing we're going to be talking about is no nameplates. Now, this was kind of a thing. I don't know if you guys were shooting your teammates or anything. I did that once or twice. You may have seen it in videos. But it was kind of rough. You know, I couldn't see people. You know, I had to kind of go off with the mini-map where people were so I wouldn't shoot my teammates because there was no nameplate above them. So they definitely need to add a nameplate above the people, and I'm hoping that does change. You know, when Infinity Ward makes a update on what's going to be happening in Modern Warfare 2, we will be covering it, and hopefully they do listen to the community. They weren't listening to the community as much like I expected them to, but who knows? That was just beta. They could have been really busy on some other things, and, you know, hopefully they do fix a few of these things up. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about my pros and cons list? If you have anything else to add, let me know. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.